Empire Without Limit. Rome in Chapters. Episode 1. Rome's birth was brutal. Rome's mythic origin and dark founding. Rome wasn't born in glory. It was born in blood. Legend says twin brothers Romulus and Remus were raised by a wolf. But what people forget is this: Romulus murdered Remus. That's how Rome started, with brother killing brother. Rome had no wives, so they threw a party, then kidnapped their neighbors' daughters. Then came the Sabine women, and everything begins in chaos. That wasn't a bug, it was a feature. The women stayed, willingly, and Rome became a nation of outsiders, criminals, and the unwanted. This wasn't just a myth. It was Rome's mindset. Brotherhood is fragile. Power is brutal. Rome's next move wasn't conquest, it was genius diplomacy. That's episode 2. Episode 2. Rome conquered by making friends. How Rome turned enemies into allies. Rome didn't take over Italy by force. It did it with friendship. In return, they gave Rome soldiers, thousands. Instead of crushing enemies, Rome offered a deal. Fight with us, and we'll make you Roman. Other cities kept their language, their gods, even their freedom. Every alliance was sealed with an oath. By sacrificing a pig. Messy? Yes. Powerful? Absolutely. By the time Carthage noticed, Rome already owned Italy, not through war, but with loyalty. In episode 3, Rome faces its greatest threat across the sea, Carthage. Hit follow to see how Rome took on an empire of elephants. And in episode 4, it faces its biggest identity crisis yet. Episode 3. Rome versus Carthage. The war that made an empire. First Punic War and rise of global Rome. One mistake, one spark. That's all it took to start a 23-year war between Rome and Carthage. Carthage ruled the seas. Rome had never built a warship, but they stole a Carthaginian design and built 120. The Romans invented the corvus, a boarding bridge that turned naval battles into land fights. They weren't sailors. They made the sea their battlefield. Today, Roman helmets lie at the bottom of the sea, warriors frozen in time. But their sacrifice made Rome the master of the Mediterranean. Rome's appetite was growing. Like and save if you never knew Rome stole its navy. Episode 4. Rome becomes the empire it feared. Victory over Carthage. And Corinth leads to Rome's power crisis. Rome won its wars. Carthage was burned. Corinth was crushed. Now what? Rome was no longer a republic of farmers. It was a superpower. And super confused. Power came fast. And so did greed. Senators got richer. Soldiers wanted land. Rome was expanding, but its soul was cracking. One historian said it best: they won an empire but lost their balance. The next chapter: philosophy, culture, and a Trojan myth that rewrote Rome's identity. Follow to see how Greece conquered Rome without raising a sword. Episode 5. How Greece conquered Rome from the inside. Because Troy gave them tragedy, nobility, destiny. It made their empire feel inevitable. Rome adopts Greek culture and redefines itself. Rome crushed Greece militarily, but spiritually, Greece won. Greek gods merged with Roman ones. Even their heroes changed. Greek statues filled Roman villas. Romans invented a new myth. They were descendants of Troy, of Aeneas, not just Romulus. Why? Rome wasn't just expanding borders anymore. Effective? Absolutely. And for 200 years, it thrived. It was building a legend. Caesar's blood watered the roots of empire. Next episode: Julius Caesar enters the story and nothing will ever be the same. Episode 6. Julius Caesar. The man who broke the Republic. Caesar's rise and fall. Julius Caesar didn't just want power. He wanted legacy, politics, propaganda. When he crossed the Rubicon River in 49 BC, it was a declaration. Rome is mine now. He conquered Gaul, changed the calendar, made himself dictator for life. Then they stabbed him 23 times. The Republic died that day. Episode 7. Caesar may be dead, but his heir rises from the ashes. Episode 7. Augustus, Rome's first emperor. Transformation from republic to empire under Augustus. After civil war, betrayal, and chaos came peace. His name was Augustus. He was Caesar's adopted son, but he didn't take power with force. He used patience. He claimed to restore the republic, but kept all the real power. Smart, ruthless. Yes, under Augustus, Rome became an empire in name and in mind. But peace never lasts forever. Next, gladiators, emperors, madness. Welcome to Rome's golden age of drama. Episode 8. Nero, Rome's youngest emperor. Its greatest disaster. Nero's rule, fire of Rome, and descent into madness. Nero became emperor at 16, and Rome would never be the same. But when people laughed, he burned the script and maybe the city. He wanted to be an artist, not a ruler. Rumors said Nero watched it burn while playing the lyre. In 64 AD, a fire tore through Rome. He blamed Christians, tortured them, used their deaths to distract the people. But in the end, Nero lost control. The Senate declared him an enemy of the state, and began the chaos of civil war. He slit his own throat, whispering, "Seriously." He taxed public toilets and made Rome rich again. What an artist dies in me. His death ended a dynasty. It was propaganda. Vespasian's message was clear. I serve you, not myself. Out of chaos comes the warrior emperor Vespasian. He wasn't a Caesar, but Vespasian became the emperor Rome needed. Episode 9. Vespasian. From mud to marble. Vespasian's rise and the building of the Colosseum. Almost. His successor chose peace over war. His name, Hadrian. He wasn't born noble. He was an engineer. Roads, aqueducts, markets he built like no emperor before him. While others burned money, he taxed urine. Then he built a monument from the ruins of Nero's palace, a gift to the people, the Colosseum. It wasn't just games. From toilets to temples, Vespasian rebuilt Rome's pride. The empire expands. Rome's golden age begins. When he died, people asked, will any emperor match him? Episode 10. Trajan. Rome at its peak. Trajan's rule and maximum territorial expansion carved in stone. 2,500 warriors, frozen in time. Under Trajan, Rome reached its largest size, stretching from Britain to the Persian Gulf. He wasn't just a conqueror. Trajan's column still stands today. He gave Rome power, pride, and prosperity. The answer, almost. His successor chose peace over war. His name, Hadrian. Episode 11. Hadrian. The emperor who said stop. Hadrian's wall and consolidating Rome's empire. Most Roman emperors wanted more. Hadrian wanted enough. Unified the empire through law. Traveled more than any emperor before him. He pulled back the empire's borders and built a wall to keep the chaos out. Hadrian's wall wasn't just defense. It was a message. This is Rome. Beyond this is the wild. He also rebuilt the Pantheon. They were burned, fed to lions, crucified. He left a quieter Rome. But trouble was coming from within. Up next, the rise of a new religion born in the East, destined to rule the West. Episode 12. The cross rises in the shadow of Rome. Christianity's early persecution and underground growth in the early days. Christianity wasn't powerful. It was illegal. Baptized on his deathbed. Built churches. Held the first Christian council. At Nicaea, Christians met in catacombs. Preached peace. Refused to worship the emperor. 2. Rome. That was treason. But the more Rome crushed them, the stronger their message spread. Generals fought each other. Gold dried up. Slaves rebelled. One moment, the Western Roman Empire was dead. A pagan empire becomes a Christian one. Soon, emperors would stop fighting them and start joining them. Like, follow, and join the history revolution. Next episode, Constantine sees a cross in the sky and changes history forever. Episode 13, Constantine, the emperor who became Christian. Constantine's conversion. Council of Nicaea, founding Constantinople in 312 AD. Before battle, Constantine saw a sign in the sky, a cross and the words in this sign, "Conquer." He won, and he changed everything. He legalized Christianity. Then, he moved the capital from Rome to a new city, Constantinople. One man. Up next, the empire splits, and the West begins to fall. Episode 14, The Fall of Rome. When an empire crumbled, barbarian invasions, internal decay, and the fall in 476 AD. Rome didn't fall in a day. It unraveled slowly, painfully. Invasions hit from all sides. Goths sacked the city. Vandals destroyed Carthage. The Huns brought terror. Meanwhile, emperors were weak. In the end, a boy emperor gave up the throne. But Rome never truly dies. It just changes form. This was Rome, from mud huts to marble gods, from Caesar to Christ. Want more lost empires?